Hey, welcome to another episode of Mid Week Musings, where nostalgia lives, fandom thrives, and those little pieces of plastic we all grew up with, yep, they still hold meaning and remain in our lives. I'm your host, Clinton, and today we are diving into the heartbeat of a phenomenon that spans generations, cultures, and collector walls around the world. Now, the mass appeal of action figures and why collecting them has evolved from a sort of childhood pastime into pretty much a way of life now. For the first time, I guess, tore open a blister card or held a hero in your hand. Maybe it was He-Man, Batman, or perhaps a Stormtrooper. You weren't just playing with a toy. You were storytelling, you were world building, and you were really engaging and connecting. That's the magic. And that magic, it never really leaves. So for me, toy collecting is more than nostalgia. It's art appreciation, cultural memory, and in many ways, self-expression as well. So whether it's a Mondo Motu figure with insane sculpt detail or a vintage Kenner piece that smells like the 80s, there's something deeply personal about curating your own universe. And in the world that moves so fast, the love collecting, along with the social aspect as well, grounds us. I think they remind us of where we've been, who we've been, and perhaps where we're going as well. But before we start the show, a special shout out to Sugo Toys for sponsoring this episode. So make sure you stick around to get a special discount code for the night. Full transparency here. None of the toys, beg your pardon, here was provided as cash for comment. Everything was purchased by each and every one of us. Sugo have very generously passed on a discount code, offering them to our viewers. So as always, sit back, crack open a drink, live vicariously through us, and like everybody else with a toy channel, allow us to be those wankers tonight.
This episode of Toy Reel is proudly brought to you by Sugo Toys.
Well, hello again, and boy, do we have some cool high-tech robots, a designer toy peppered with hip-hop and urban street styles, Japanese fandom, and one lone wolf, perhaps. It's a perfect night for a stream. I think it's raining outside, so we hope you're indoors feeling nice and toasty and ready to consume some really awesome toy goodness. So let's start by, I guess, bringing in the lads, coming in hard and fast from his bedroom. One toy may sit particularly well with the grub tonight, considering he's an avid motorcycle-loving riding machine. He's the purveyor of Jason's Review Corner, a chap who often slimes himself with Ghostbusters memorabilia, and always the gentleman who is consistently consistent, Jason the Bruce. How are you?
Not too bad. It's a good night for it. No, not recently. No. I try to avoid doing that too frequently. It gets messy cleaning it up.
Yeah, right. Okay, it's good. I can't wait for that Ecto one as well to come out. Is that coming out soon?
I don't know if it's the end of this year or the beginning of next. I have a feeling it's the beginning of next year.
Okay. Yep. Well, we shall make sure we do an unboxing for that too, or perhaps maybe a roundtable. We haven't done roundtable discussions for a long time since Murray decided to leave us and go to Melbourne. But anyway, speaking of him, we'll get a little surprise afterwards. But before we do that, all the way from the trenches of the Rabbitohs heartland, 1 part Hobbit, 1 part Ron Jeremy, and 2 parts just normal, lovely human with an insatiable appetite for Rengaya barbecue, Transformers, and NRL, Mikey Siciliano, aka Mikey Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, that's quite awesome. Thank you for that one. Yes, Hobbit. Thank you. I think we're like almost the same height. Excuse me. Look, I can't complain. I'm not even closest to the shortest in our group, so we actually have 2 renowned hobbit, so fair enough. Yeah, it is raining at the moment. It's been a wet old week. But yeah, I got some good stuff to open, showcase, and yeah, looking forward to tonight.
We'll get to the comments quickly. We got as usual, Jonathan Hawkins. Evening all. Look forward to the show, and good evening, Rob Franklin. You know, all the regulars that are here.
Welcome.
Yep. Excellent. Okay. And saving one of the best for last, I think. However, I must preface by saying that we often, man, this is all in jest, okay? So don't get cut. Like we all often get accused of being a channel with the ever revolving door of team members, or they say kicking members aside to the curb. Well, the truth to be told, we have zero tolerance for hate or toxic culture. So if you got booted, you were probably an arsehole anyway. But anyway, saying that, we have plenty of us on the team that do a thing called life. Some of us are at the front while others are behind the scenes. And sometimes life priorities takes precedence. So it is with great joy that we all welcome back the man from the suburbs of Doncaster who has been on hiatus, but never from his love for all things Cybertronian, Jason Murray.
Hello, everyone. Hello. It's good to be back. I'm the other Jason. I don't know if I'm J1 or J2 anymore.
The Jasons in pajamas are coming down the stairs.
Nope, I've closed the door so that no one can see my pajamas in the other room. It's okay.
Chang, you're not that short, Mikey. You're not that short.
Yeah, I've been sitting here listening to all of this banter as everyone's been introduced. Who is shorter than you on the team, Mikey?
I can think of two people.
Con and Chris, easily.
Yeah, fair enough.
By at least 3 foot.
Yeah, no, fair enough. No, I think they actually go into the negatives, and when you consider their height off the ground.
I reckon if you stacked both of them on top of each other, they wouldn't be taller than me. So just saying.
There's a comment from Hype. I actually do not know how to pronounce this. I say Hyper Shelter.
Hyper Shelter.
Hyper Shelter. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, Hyper Shelter. That's my Umphy. Nice. So, gents, we have, as always, our sponsors, Sugo Toys. They very generously donated a discount code for our viewers tonight, and it's always lovely. I think doing that for your community is a wonderful thing. And like I said, again, disclaimer: we don't make any money off this. We want to sort of pass on the savings to you guys. So as you can see, I'm going to put it in the ticker box now. Don't forget your coupon code for May is toyreel May. Enjoy 15% off, max 100 off site wide on both pre-orders. And in-stock items exclude special orders, products, wallet credit, and mystery boxes. It will last for 10 days, finishes on the 31st of May, and it's limited to 1 redemption per user. So any of the toys that you see tonight, and if you want, make sure you use this discount code, go to Sugo Toys and grab those wonderful pieces of plastic. We also have a new sponsor, and I'll be remiss not to mention them, actually, because a friend of mine, and coincidentally, the toy we actually will be looking at tonight also will be from a company called Devil Toys, and they commission an artist called Quiccs to do a lot of their artwork. So Alpaca Bags or Alpaca Gear has very generously donated a discount coupon code as well. Just to tell you a bit about Alpaca. Alpaca is a Melbourne-born carry goods brand that grew out of a 2010 Kickstarter campaign focused on marrying sleek design with long-lasting, sustainability-minded materials. And they make a modular lineup of weather-resistant. I'm tongue-tied tonight. I can't even bloody speak. They make a modular line of weather-resistant backpacks, sling and messenger bags, tech pouches, wallets, and other everyday carry accessories built from technical fabrics such as X-Pack, recycled nylon, and also magnet lock hardware. The products they make are primarily for urban commuters, travelers, creators, and tech EDC enthusiasts who want a very minimalist gear that keeps gadgets organized, survives daily knocks, and also still looks fairly sharp when using it in the street or in transit. So tonight we have a wonderful discount code from them. Should you choose to hop also on that EDC bandwagon, and I'm going to flash that across the screen now. It's toyreel20. You get a 20% off site-wide for 10 days, excludes pre-order items, and it ends on the 31st of May. So I will keep flashing these 2 codes throughout the night.
Yeah, we got some good codes tonight, 15 and 20% off. That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty
Can
cool.
I actually just say on the alpaca gear, because we went to one of their in-store events late last year, and I picked up one of the tote bags there with your assistance, Clinton, and it is still very much in use to this day. It's wonderful. Hasn't missed a beat. It's doing very, very well. So yeah, fantastic materials, fantastic durability. Really, really like their gear.
Well,
I'm still upset that I missed that event.
I've got a go sling here with this artwork. So keep this in mind, because later on we're going to unbox this awesome figure by Quicks, the Tech63 figure 1/12 scale deluxe box set. So yeah. Anyway, great to have all you guys here tonight, gents, as usual, and definitely Jason, good to have you back. Like I said, you're just doing life, right? So finally got your little space now.
I've been living in a space where it's not really conducive to doing a stream for the last couple of years, and I've recently moved, so I've got a reliable connection and a nice room. As you can see, the wall behind me is a bit of a work in progress. I've got one Billy bookcase. I need a second one. If I line myself up right, I kind of look like Two-Face, where I've got like 2 different backgrounds behind me. But yeah, so I need an extra Billy and some put a little bit more stuff on display. Don't know if I'm going to go to lighting the shelves like I did last time when I had a Billy display in Sydney. I'm not sure that I'm going to be in this place that long, but I really do like the place I'm in. But just not sure what'll happen in the future. So I might just leave the Billies for a bit of a fun display instead of sort of trying to turn them into a fine art presence. But you never know. We'll see what happens. If an opportunity presents itself to install some lighting on the shelves without sort of disrupting, without making too much of a problem, then things might happen. We'll see.
Nice, cool. Okay, all right. Let's get the stream started and let's unbox some stuff. We'll start with Jason the Bruce. Now, speaking of high-tech robots and Japanese infused goodness, what have you got tonight? Are you going to show us what you got and you're going to unbox tonight?
I have arguably the most popular robot from the franchise that I'm about to talk about. Like when it comes to mech shows, if you want to talk about a mech show that has nothing to do with mechs, it's Evangelion.
Yeah.
And I have Unit 1. I actually bought this a good couple of years ago, and I'm ashamed to admit that because it means it's been sitting in my garage for at least that long. So this is a Bandai kit. I've never done the Gundam thing. Not because I'm not interested. It's just something I've never done. But as we've kind of discussed a few times, I'm heavily into miniatures, have been for a long time. Hence, that you can see piles of foam here. There's more in front of me. Not foam, but miniatures. I originally purchased this like with an idea of, I can compare the hobby and da-da-da-da. And then it sat there and I never did anything for it. And you guys are talking about doing this stream, and it's like, I actually have something that's essentially that, but a bigger kit. I should pull this out. So that's what I did. So this is a real grade kit. Wait, is it real grade? It's RG. I'm pretty sure that stands for real grade.
That's real grade, yes.
Yes. The artwork on these is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, for me personally, this is the mech for... I know calling it mech kind of angers certain people, but I mean, it is a mech at the end of the day. Evangelion is peak anime for me, probably. I know that not everybody is a huge fan of it because it's very... Evangelion is very much about what's going on in people's heads. It's not so much about the battle between the robots and the angels. So not everybody really got into that. I have always loved exploring the human mind and that sort of stuff. And it's exploring somebody's... Shinji has all of the problems. He has terrible parents. He has horrible friends. It's a wonderful show that I think more people need to give it. My brother hated Evangelion as a child. He didn't understand why I loved it, and has actually seen it since and was like, okay, I get it now. I mean, he was like 8 or 9 at the time. There's no way he should have been watching it to begin with.
So the series has landed on Netflix recently, hasn't it?
Yes, but
I'd say recently. It was like 3 years ago.
They've redubbed it as well, though. So that is a bit of a contention in the community. Personally, I didn't enjoy the new dub. I'm not to the point of I refuse. But the acting in the original dub is far superior. The original dub, there's an issue with anime, especially of that time, where the dubbing is not entirely faithful to the source material. Dragon Ball Z is a very, very common example for this. Evangelion's original dub was done with the original creator in mind. So the changes that were made were the decisions that he made to ensure it was authentic to what his view was, because not everything translates word for word, and that's where you get some of these issues. And they kind of changed a few things to make it more accurate in language that upset certain people. The music is also not as good, I don't think, but that is what it is. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. I have a pile of plastic here. Like, seriously, this is a lot of plastic.
Are you going to put that together before the end of the show?
No,
Yeah,
there's no way.
There is absolutely no chance. Nobody will hear anything over me opening it. But I will say this. I will show this off in a video at some point once it has been built. I'm not saying it's going to be next week, but I will make an effort to actually do this at some stage soon.
I thought you were just going to like turn around really fast and it would be done or something like
that.
Oh,
I thought you were going to do, and here's one I've prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, this isn't like what are the twos that you've got are like what, 15, 20 pieces, 30 pieces or something?
Oh yeah, no, ours are amateur hour, but yeah.
Our what? I don't know what you're talking about. Who says
I didn't say what they are. Weak effort, Jason.
Weak effort.
You can definitely do it before the stream ends.
No, there's no way. I would give him.
No, you can definitely do it, but we'll have like a 3 week.
I might get an arm.
I'll give him $500 if he can get it done before the end of the stream.
Given that I have no idea what I'm doing with this hobby, there's no chance. The thing I like about these, like, I come from a miniature background, and everything in miniature backgrounds is grey. It's a neutral color, and you're going to paint it anyway. And I know all three of you know this, but like maybe not everybody does. Like, not only is this not just all grey, we have multiple plastic colors on the one sprue. This still blows my mind. Like,
the amount of paint and detail that goes onto them is quite astonishing. Especially, even some of the other kits that come out at smaller price points. Like, there's a lot of attention to detail in those parts on sprues.
I mean, I realize that like you can only see so much through the plastic, right? But the detail in this is absolutely magnificent. And this is a fairly, I don't remember exactly what I paid for this, but you're getting a lot more plastic in this than what you would expect in a miniature. And it was definitely priced better. And in saying that, I mean, look at this. Like, this has got multiple colors again in like one part. It's just insane. The amount of value you're getting in this box.
How big is this figure when it's put together?
20-something centimeters, I think, from memory.
Oh, yeah.
Let me double check that.
I was going to say, on the topic of Evangelion, you can also see that Blokees is now actually also going to.
Yeah, Blokees has got an Evangelion license. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh, it's not just going to. It's actually in stock. Look at that.
It's ready in stock. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm making an order.
All right, now it's 2-on-1
It's 175 millimeters tall, so it's not quite as big as I said.
Okay.
I got the currency set to USD. It should be well. There you go. That's better. Yeah. So it's 49.
I did put out the word on the Getting Table channel, so if anybody has come across this, and I'm not hating on miniatures, but by any stretch of the imagination, it's a completely different ballpark. But after you finish building these things, they move like an action figure.
Mm.
And they're supposed to move. It's not that you move them and they break.
Can I speak a little bit to my experience of model kits in the last year or two? Right?
Please.
Because when I've put together model kits in the past, it's been like it's a model plane or anything like that. But these days, model kits are something else entirely. And I think my experience of this started with some of the Yolopark figures that came out around the time of Rise of the Beasts a couple of years ago, when suddenly people were like, I've got this Yolopark figure, it's Optimus Primal. And everyone's like, did you have to glue it together? And they're like, no, you just take the pieces off the sprue and they snap together. And it's great. It's the modern model kit. You don't have to glue things. You snap them all together. The engineering that goes into these things, and we're going to talk about this 3 times tonight, but the engineering that goes into these things is pretty incredible. And like the modern model kit, like you said, it is an articulated figure when you put it together. The amount of engineering that goes into snapping something apart, putting it on sprues, and then allowing you to take it off sprues and put it back together and make a working action figure that can hold a gun, can hold a pose. It's really astonishing, and I really love the work that's coming out of both Yolopark and Blokees for Transformers. But Bandai is sort of it's been one of the companies that's been at the forefront of this for years.
We'll get to see Blokees and Yolopark soon. We'll get some of you guys to unbox that stuff. Continue, Jason. What else? What else?
For those that are taunting me about not getting this done in one night, this instruction booklet is 27 pages long.
Is it ring bound or thermal bound, or is it stapled?
It should be.
Part 1 of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is just the first box.
You open up the instruction. You open up the instructions on the page and it says, "Thank you for purchasing the Bandai Namco Gundam model kit model." Blah blah blah. This is the instructions.
At the end of this, you will have a head.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if again, like I said, Alpaca Gear has always been very lateral thinking, and they've always done a lot of collabs. I can't tell you what other collabs they might be doing, but hey, hopefully they might do an Evangelion collab.
Man, can you imagine the colors if they did?
If they did, awesome. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them that they wouldn't actually get onto that and do those colors, because those bags are pretty cool anyway. And like I said, get your discount code tonight at alpacagear.com, toyreel20 to enjoy 20% off site-wide. This excludes pre-order items, and the offer ends in 10 days. So check out all your bags for those of you guys that want EDCs. I'm going to talk to you later on a bit about this limited edition one here that I have, a Go Sling. So anyway, what else, Jason, is in that box?
Well, it comes with either one. It also has a platform for him to sit on, or stand on rather, which is the launching platform that they are launched from to go up into Neo Tokyo. So when you see them, they're standing on these metal platforms, and they get launched up through, I'm going to call it a hatch, but it's like a giant rail gun, but for giant robots.
As they leap up, do they scream to infinity and beyond?
Why not? I mean, the robots do scream, but you don't want to be around them when they do.
Yeah.
The Berserk episode might be one of my favorites. It's very messed up. But yeah, I got there was 2 versions of this, one that came with this and one that didn't. And I managed to score one of the limited edition ones that came with the extra piece. There was either 2 and the original as well. And one of them came with a rifle, and I don't remember what the other one came with, but I ended up missing out on those kits because I was like, well, I'm going to build this first and then I'll see how I go. And it's been sitting here that long that they've been off. You can't even buy this anymore. So
okay, cool.
the detail in this is magnificent.
Yeah.
You build this. You don't have to paint it. Like you build it, it's done. It's out of the box, ready to go.
Most I think most of those sort of kits, particularly with perfect grades and gun in kits and gun part stuff, it's always done so well like that. So a lot of the pieces of plastic are essentially molded in that color already, so it requires very little painting. But if you choose to weather them and do line paneling and things like that, panel lining, you can.
Oh, sick. Yeah, feel.
That is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very cool.
You can tear it open.
No.
Yeah.
It comes with like different ways that you can build it, different accessories to add it. It's essentially an action figure that you build yourself.
Well, I'm glad you have the patience because I don't, and I just like to buy shit already done.
I will find out. I haven't built it yet. We can't give me credit yet.
Well, okay. I was like going to say, I offered you $500 to build it before the end of the stream, so you can try if you want.
There's no way I can win that.
Jason, he didn't say which stream. He just said the stream. He didn't say this stream.
That's a point.
I did say this stream. I did say this stream. You sneaky bastard. Anyway, all right. Let's. Thank you, Jason. That was fantastic. I want to see that built at some point in all its glory, and then maybe perhaps you can show the completed version on a different stream.
We have one final question about this before we move on.
Good question in the comments there.
Oh, David Stanley. Look at him. Actually on the threads.
Yeah. Good on you, Davey.
He wants to know, does it have a Longinus?
I know that, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm going to... it's been a long time since I bought this, so allow me to come back to you with an answer.
You need to look at the photos on the side of the box.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
If it doesn't,
cool.
I'm going to be upset.
Mate.
Dave, you're a funny bastard. Welcome.
Don't hurt me if it doesn't come with it, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't stab you with the spear of Longinus if it doesn't.
Okay, thank you. That's great. I want to see that in all its glory, like I said, when you're done. Let's move on. We had a pretty cool week, an exciting week actually, because I went and picked up some figures for Mikey Siciliano, and over to you. And can you tell us what were your acquisitions this week?
I can. Okay, I will start by showing you some Yolopark. So this is the cogged version of Megatron / D16, the AMK series, 20 centimeter figure. This guy is valued at $50, and I got him off Sugo. So this the larger size, who would be obviously the cogged versions when the minor bots get their cogs and they turn into the transformers, transformer bots, which I hate that term. But then you also have, which I really like, as I have them here, the cogless bots. So they're smaller. So I'll just go like that. So you can see this Elita one is quite smaller. She's cogless, so she's smaller. So she's the kind of infant Transformers as they're born on Cybertron. Well, let's not spoil the movie. It was a year ago. It was a year ago, but I'm sure there's still people who haven't seen it. But I highly recommend, if you're a Transformers fan or if you're just a fan of good movies, just watch Transformers 1. This one goes for $30. This one goes for $50. And if I show just quickly before we actually get into the figures, you'll see the cast back here that they have done so far in the Transformers 1 series. So you've got to this side, you have all of your cogless range. Now, they are to scale with each other, if you've noticed. So they start, then they get cogged, and then Bumblebee and Elita are finished there. And then eventually, I don't know if these have been confirmed, but just confirms that they're doing them. But I don't know if they're on sale yet, but then we are going to get the final version of Optimus Prime and Megatron eventually. And they are... they're the same size as the Megatron here, but just Megatron Optimus, the cogged, but just a bit more detail. So this one I have here is Megatron, the cogged Megatron. I've got to be honest. When it comes to all the different versions of Megatron you see in the movie, this is my favorite version. So that's why I'm really keen to open up this one. The cool thing about the $50 variants is you can actually open up and have a look and see, and actually inspect your pieces before you actually open the box, which is pretty cool. So you can see it's just one tray, the one top tray, and that's how the pieces are laid out, and it's very simple. Again, model kit, yes, but not anything, not like a Gundam kit or anything like that. Yolopark makes great stuff. Have all of their Rise of their Beasts, AMK line, they're great figures. Yes, those look great as well. I've kind of only wanted to get into these ones because I liked the Cogler spots, because obviously they don't need to transform. But then I also really like the design of these, and these are extremely faithful to the movie. So when you look at them completed, which I'll grab.
Yeah, sure. We want to see the ones that you already built, because you within the span of one evening, they were so easy and quick to build that you built how many bots?
Well, I'm going to make a point of that as well. But
Yes.
last night I made two of the, let's call them the Voyager kits, like the $50 kits, and then 3 of the like deluxe kits, which would be the $30 kits. And all up, that took me about maybe an hour and a half. But just to show off, here we have B127. If I can just show them off better. And like, look at this. Look at how solid that is. If you're buying these and thinking, hey, these are going to be wobbly messes, like this, I am literally,
Really
you
cool.
cannot move these things. They are so solid. And then this is like the more Voyager one. So you can actually see how he evolves in the movie. He actually gets quite a lot bigger. And then he gets a gold color scheme and the face mask and the swords. So your standard little guy like this comes with a jetpack. And I think because they are the miners in the movie, they don't have weapons as they are this size. But they all come with the jetpack, which they use in that scene. And they come with a cog as well. They actually come with a little cog. Or is it?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they come with a little cog. So you can actually have a representation of the cog. So that's really cool. And articulation-wise, like, if you look, so for this B here, so you look at his arm, and then you think, oh, that's all that moves out there, right? Because the design, but it actually goes out like that. It actually uses a separate joint to make him as articulated as you can possibly want. So that's really cool, and like stiff as anything. Again, like you can shake him from any part of his body and he's not moving. So they're really well designed. The sculpting and the paint is great. You don't have to paint these things, so there's no painting involved. The smaller kits, I'd say this one probably took me maybe less than 10 minutes to put together. And then the bigger kits, such as Bumblebee here. Well, it's actually still B127 in the movie, isn't he? But he took probably maybe 15 to 20, or maybe less. No, probably 15. Yeah, they're really simple. And to demonstrate how simple they are to put together,
Mikey's going to earn $500 and put one in together by the end of the show.
So I have this brand new Megatron, which I'm really keen to see. I'm going to bust him open and build him whilst Jason has his go next, and just to show you how easy it is to put them together. But just before we get onto that, it's they're just crazy. You know, they get a whole lot more articulation than you could ever get in a transforming figure. So that's another plus for these things. It's a really premium. You probably can't really tell, but
it looks fantastic.
Paint. It's a really premium paint on this guy. He has a also the old B1. This one comes with his welding mask that he had in the movie as well. This one has a removable face, so you can have the battle mask or his face. He has his 2 knife hands, which he uses in the movie when he gets really happy and he goes, knife hands. And he comes with 1 arm blaster, so interchangeable, lots of interchangeable accessories for this guy. And he has, like, look at how deep that...
Did I just hear Ratchet's click?
No.
No, that's all right. Something else. Yeah.
I mean, actually, no, you're right. There's ratchets here. Yeah, there's a detented, so the legs are detented. So yes, you're right. There is a ratchet. But yeah, super like really posable, really good looking, super simple to actually do, put together, and would be great for photography or anything like that. Or just if you want a representation of at least the core 4 Autobot, well, 3 Autobots and Megatron, and then their upgraded forms. I think this would be the best way to get it, like for scale wise. But I will just quickly show off who else I've done. I have both here, Alita and her Cobbler self. So this design is very leggy, but I think it works in this particularly. She's really nice. She comes with the rifle that they steal from the Viacons or whatever those the flying troops are. What else does she come with? And she comes with the cog as well. But yeah, they're super posable. They actually, on Bumblebee, I actually haven't shown this off yet. Bumblebee has kind of an automorphing gimmick where, I don't know if you see, if you push his arm back, this kind of grows and like shrinks, like it kind of pulsates. So his armor plates shift up when you push his hand back, and then they kind of condense when you put his arm forward. So that's just really cool. There's just some neat gimmicks going on here, and yeah, they're my model kits.
Mikey, could you hold up B127 next to the cogged Alita as well, please?
Yep.
So you mentioned you mentioned Alita's a bit quite leggy actually. So, yeah, there's almost an extra. She's actually larger than B127, which I guess is right in terms of the movie. I have been finding that a lot of the TF1 kits they are pretty leggy. Like even if you look at that, like out of the scale of the whole figure, like B127 has some pretty long legs there as well.
Yeah, he does.
And that might just come down to the character design from the movie, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, they were very unique character designs for this movie. I remember seeing the first, glimpse of them and being like, "Oh, that's unique." But but no, these are, from every angle, these look great. And again, you get $50 for your larger sets, and then $30 for these ones. So they're affordable. And if you want, you can get them on Sugo, and you've got a 15% off credit there, so that will go a long way to help you save some money on these sets. And I can tell you get them because I got them from there. So yes, but yeah, so they're the figures that I got from Yolopark, and yes, I'm going to mute myself whilst we move on to our next to our next host, and I'm going to put this together to show you how simple it is, and then we'll come back and have a look at this guy.
Cool. Jason, can I get you switch at the moment? I'm having some technical problems here, so if you can switch that. I can't seem to be finding my platform at the moment, so if you can switch, that'll be great.
I have no control.
Yeah, no, we don't have any control.
Murray.
I haven't got any control either.
Okay, well, that's wonderful, isn't it? Because
sorry.
Yeah. Stand by. We're having some technical issues right now, and God forbid, as normal and as usual,
it's all right. Mikey can build it live for us. That's okay.
Yeah. Let's do that.
While we're in the middle of technical difficulties, to answer Dave's question earlier, it does not appear to come with the Staff of Longinus.
Oh.
Or Longinus, sorry.
The Spear of Destiny is not there.
No. Or at least it's not in the instruction book.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you. This is what it looks like fully. So this is your tray. Very, very simple. So there you go, all your pieces. And I will chuck him together now.
I like Jonathan's comment. I'll know it's all broken.
It is all
Well, I'm
broken.
not sure if he's talking about our behind the scenes issues, or if he's talking about D16 in pieces in the kit.
This is when Sentinel won, and he really got into Megatron, into D16. Wow. All right, so I'm going to go into this blind because it looks very. This one looks very. Some of them you might there is instructions for some of these guys, but like it's pretty straightforward. So you've got your chest, you've got your nappy, your Megatron nappy.
I do find this a bit funny. Like, I have one of the blind box. So Yolopark also makes blind box figures at, I think, are they $12 or $15 in Kmart or something like that? They are pretty much all over the place. If you go into Myer or Kmart, you should be able to find them. It's the first wave. I think there's one of 6 characters in there, and I did find it a bit funny that like the chest comes out fully formed in the model kit, and it's just like, well, I thought I'd put that together, but nope, you've just given it to me whole and painted and assembled.
Yeah, I mean, so that's 2 pieces right there, and you've got most of it done there. So that's that. We can chuck on should we do the head last? Yeah, we'll do the head last.
Yeah.
All right. He also appears to come with.
John Hawkins has asked you to do it in hard mode by taking off your glasses.
Yes, well, that would make for an interesting stream, wouldn't it? All right, so there you go. So he's got his little backpack there, and then we're going to grab some leg, and their feet are pretty huge. Like that's a big foot. So
yeah, I mean, like so it should be as well. Can you actually hold?
Yep. Oh, have I lost you?
Maybe. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go. No, I hear you. Yeah, Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a Bigfoot, but that's got the ankle tilt included inside it as well, doesn't it? That's a few pieces assembled.
Yeah. So there you go. It's that piece goes dang. Actually, both ways, but both way ankle tilt.
Yeah.
You know what they say about big feet? Yes, we do. Big socks. There you go. We have a leg now. Which side am I doing? This side. Oh, we're back.
We're back. And
then Clint, I think you might be muted, Clint.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Clinton.
No, still can't hear you.
You may be able to hear me now.
Now we can.
Thank God. Yeah, big feet.
Big feet.
Big feet. He's got big feet.
Yeah. Stable pose.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, look, that's been the problem with a lot of Transformers figures over many years. Just the regular ones that we get at retail is like some of the feet are just not that conducive to good posing. So the bigger the feet and also the heavier feet. So like things with I'm not sure that it's these kits, but Yolopark does use some die-cast metal in some of their higher end kits as well. And so
no die-cast
really makes it it really makes it stable and thing. But a big foot and even a hefty chunky foot. Yeah, look at that. He is also pretty leggy. Look at him. Look at those leggy. Legs go.
They're very leggy designs.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people really like legs.
Hey.
And then we have an arm coming up right now. Simple as. It kind of is cool, just being able to see how Megatron is put together.
Well, if you know how Megatron is put together, it helps you defeat him in the sequel to Transformers 1, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He has ball jointed hands. I'll just get this on. Oh.
Now, Clinton,
some force required.
Were you going to bring us something while Mikey's doing this build in the background?
Yes, please. So, why don't you start yours, Jason?
Sure. Okay. So since we've been talking about some model kits, in fact, we've been all model kits all the time tonight. So, if you can bring my other camera in and
sure.
Bring that up. So I've gone for the other model kits. I I was quite interested in the Yoloparks, but over time I've become a bit of a Blokees convert and aficionado, and you can see my elbow in the side of that camera there. It's probably worth having a bit of a chat about Blokees in general as a product, because they're still finding their way into the country, and we haven't necessarily seen them hit mainstream retail yet, but it's coming. It's getting close. So Blokees is a Chinese company. They've got a lot of IP licenses under their belt. They've been really churning out Transformers products in the last, I'm going to say 12 to 18 months. And their products come in a number of lines. Now, what we've got here on screen, this is the classic class. These guys go for about $20 to $40, and this is Sentinel Prime from Transformers 1. One of the most gorgeous bot designs in Transformers 1 as far as I'm concerned. And I do think that this figure, the assembled version of this figure, sorry, I'm not that great at identifying where my camera is there, but yeah, it's a really, really great representation of his on-screen design. I'm going to see if that'll stand up there, and the camera will hopefully grab it. My camera would like to focus on Megatron in the background instead of Sentinel in the foreground. So let's see how we go with that. See what happens. So Blokees comes in. Blokees has products that come in at a number of price points. Actually, there's the what do they call them? There's these tiny ones which I'll bring in up here, and I'll hold this one up to the camera. This is the tiniest little Optimus Prime that you can make. They are. I'll move that back a little bit. I'll knock over Sentinel while I'm doing it, but that's okay. This is the Defender class. This is so. Like any figure with random assortments, there are chase figures. This is the chase figure for Defender class Wave 1. It is fully powered up Optimus Prime. There is a 1 in 144 chance of the Defender Wave 1 box that you open being this Optimus Prime. Or you can do what I did, and you can find a carousel seller in Singapore who's willing to sell you the chase variant for a slightly more money than the regular ones. We've got the little ones there. There's a slightly larger class called Galaxy class, and this is Transformers 1 Soundwave in Galaxy class there. A lot of Blokees they're assembled with very similar skeletons. They have a body. They have parts, a chest that clips on. They have some extra detail, some accessories. They usually assemble a head. They have arms that are a top, an elbow joint, a forearm, and a fist. And they have some kind of a pauldron design that goes on that. The legs are usually assembled out of two parts, and a thigh at the top and a foot at the bottom. There's tons of articulation in here. Sorry, move this over here. The feet are on ball joints. The legs rotate around and bend, so you can do some pretty amazing things with them posing wise. Now, the Galaxy class figures, if you find them in Toy World, which is where you'll probably find them mostly around the country at the moment, they're about $20 a figure. It's a high price. If you can find them elsewhere around the country, and I'm not actually sure what price Sugo Toys has for them, but these guys do come in waves of 9. Now, they're a random assortment, but if you buy a full wave of 9, then you are guaranteed to get every character in the wave, and you might get the chase variant in there as well. So what happens with each of their waves is that one of the characters has a chase variant, which is a little bit more appealing, and one that you'll want to go to. As I mentioned, this little Optimus Prime, and I'm doing this all with my left hand. So this little Optimus Prime is the chase variant. He's got a metallic paint job, and he's got all these extra accessories. I will show you one of the most gorgeous chase variants that I've seen, which is Soundwave, and it's another Soundwave. It is a metallic paint job. He comes with laser beak. I think Blokees chase figures with the shiny paint jobs on them, they are some of the most gorgeous things in a Transformers hobby at the moment. If you can get your hands on these things, they look fantastic on a shelf because they are shiny. They reflect so much light. and the shiny chase variants have some extra accessories, and a bit of extra paint on them. Laserbeak in this case has extra paint on his weapons. The regular Soundwave Laserbeak is just red and black. So they take extra care. The chase variants are just shoved in the wave like everything else, and they don't charge any extra for the chases. One step up from the Galaxy class is the Classic class, which is the Sentinel Prime that I had up earlier. So the lower two classes, the Defender class and the Galaxy class, they are pretty much, you get all the parts in a bag in the box. Classic class, the slightly larger ones, they're a much more traditional model kit. All of the pieces come on sprues, and you take them apart and snap the figures together. Blokees has released a lot of the cast of Transformers 1 in the Classic class. I'm very fond of the Sentinel Prime. The other little the other cool little gimmick, you flick it, his eyes turn on and light up. So there is a sort of a motion activated light up function in them. Some of the smaller Blokees, they have there's another class alongside Galaxy class called Shining, and they'll also light up if you activate. Grimlock is probably a bad example actually, but his chest is lit up and his eyes have lit up there as well. Finally, right at the top of the line for Blokees is this one, which is called Action Edition. There are two Action Editions at the moment. This is G1 Megatron, and as you can see, he's actually a little bit too big to fit into my frame. He's fantastic. I'll just tilt that up a little bit there. He's fantastic, just like all the other figures. Tons of articulation. You can sort of see him doing the splits there. He's got ankle tilts, stands up, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Even on Megatron, each of his fingers is individually articulated as well. So yes, you can have him give people the finger and things like that. So Blokees has been really churning out a lot of Transformers in the last year. We are up to the 7th wave of their Galaxy class figures, which is the second wave of their Transformers 1 figures. So the Transformers 1 Soundwave that I put up here, this is one of the new Wave 7 figures, and some of the other. So Wave 7 I think came out last week in Asia. One thing I do need to clarify: these did not come from Sugo Toys, but you will be able to get them from Sugo Toys. And I do have to say thank you very much to Blokees for actually sending me these for review. So we're very fortunate to have these quite so early. There is a quite an interesting significant difference there. The Cogless Elita one, who doesn't really want to stand up there. I'll just lean her on Bumblebee. The Cogless Elita one is a Galaxy class figure, but she's unlike every other Galaxy class figure because she's a little bit smaller. She's made differently. She's got a different skeleton to her, and because the part count is less, they threw in one of the Energon deer from the surface of Cybertron from the movie, which I really like that. I think it's kind of a shame that it doesn't have the highlights from when the deer also all got startled by something coming off in the distance, but it's a nice little addition for the movie there. And I think the last figure also to draw a lot of attention to there, I'll knock over the Energon deer, is Alpha Trion, who is also a slightly different build, but no less articulated. His head can move around. There's been a lot of advances across 7 waves of Galaxy class figures. The latest version of the figures have ab crunches, which is yet another form of articulation for Blokees. And if you see it, you might be able to see on Soundwave, the neck also moves about 20 degrees around. No, that's not really going to work with just my left hand. Sorry. But yeah, so I find these characters fantastic. They're really good representations of the characters from the movies. They are not not actually perfect to their on-screen appearance. They're a little bit sort of chibi, a little bit simplified for the purpose of their Galaxy class appearance. The classic class appearance appears to be far more detailed and far better based on their on-screen appearance. So I've put together the classic class figures for Optimus, Megatron, and they are actually their final form, Optimus and Megatron. I've also put together a Leader 1, which I thought wasn't quite as good as the rest, but Sentinel Prime I think is a really amazing model kit. He never transforms in the movie either, so like we don't really need Sentinel Prime to transform, do we? Up on my to open pile, which is sitting off camera in that direction, I've got the classic class B127 and Elita 1, not Elita 1, sorry, Starscream, ready to be assembled. And they've just released Soundwave, Shockwave, and the cogged version of Ironhide in the classic class as well. So those are winging their way to me from a friendly seller in Singapore who also sells me the Chase variants. So since I've got it sitting there, I'm just going to throw up these little. They also have the world's cutest Sharkticons. You can purchase these Sharkticons. They are that's not really focusing very well there, is there? Let me see if I can do something about that.
Just pull it back.
I'll put it back there and see how we go.
No worries.
So Blokees sells they sell a Sharkticon model. It's not a model kit, but it is a model kit. It's about 5 pieces. We put it together and it opens right up, and it is storage for the extra parts that come with other Blocky characters. So if I put this stuff in my hand here, these are some of the parts that are left over from other builds. They generally give you one fist and one open hand, and in some cases they'll give you a pointing hand as well. So I find that they sit very well in accessory boxes that I've got from Bunnings. But if you don't have as many Blockies as me, you can certainly stick them all in the Sharkticon. And there's multiple types of Sharkticons around. This one's transparent pink. There's also a transparent blue. There's a solid blue. There's a grey. There's so many different options for different Sharkticons as well. There's the one of the light blue ones as well. This one's actually a little bit larger. Too. So Blokees does a whole bunch of interesting little things like that. One last thing I'll add that they have coming out in the next month or so, at least in China. The Western release is not been identified yet, but it is coming. But everyone knows what these green little construction vehicles are, don't we?
They work for Bob the Builder.
I'm assuming that by the stunned silence that nobody does know. But the green construction vehicles are of course Constructions. These guys are the same size class as the Optimus Prime. They are Defender class. However, they have been releasing Constructicon vehicles 2 per wave for the last couple of waves of Defender class. They're about to release a 3rd wave with the remaining. Oh, actually, no. There's been two and one. There's 3 Constructicon vehicles in the forthcoming Defender class wave 3, and then there will be an extra set of add-on pieces to make Devastator. So, Studio Series 86 Devastator is not the only officially licensed Devastator that's coming out this year. That's the other thing I do want to mention about these. They are, of course, all officially and authentically licensed. None of them are what we would call third-party KOs or anything like that. Or, so yeah, okay. They're definitely
on that note. Just 1 second, Jason. Sorry, I have to cut you there for a minute. Can we just quickly just say that we can get Blokees on Sugo Toys because they are also available on Sugo Toys. So on that note, just quickly, we're gonna play these messages and come back to you and then show you that you can get Blokees on there.
This episode of Toy Reel is proudly brought to you by Sugo Toys.
So don't forget to get all your Blokees and whatever you need from Sugo Toys. We have a 15% discount code tonight. We have to say thank you. Even though Jason did get these Blokees sent to him directly from Blokees, we want to say that also they are available right now at Sugo. So if you Use the code. You go there on Sugo, you will get your Blokees as well as Yolopark.
Absolutely. I do also want to point out that if you go into a Toy World store and get Blokees, they are quite expensive. I'm pretty sure you can get them much cheaper at Sugo.
Yeah, absolutely. Blokees have a massive range of IPs as well. It's crazy the stuff they are doing.
I'm going to rattle off. Can I rattle off a quick list? They've got
Yes.
Harry Potter and Star Wars coming later this year. They've got Minions. They do Sesame Street. The Sesame Street figures can hold the Transformers guns as well, just for absolute carnage in your toy room. They've also got more obscure stuff like Kamen Rider, and they also do Marvel. So there's a lot of Blokees stuff out there, and I do think for the price, I think they're quite reasonable. But I must admit that I'm very taken by that B127 that you were showing off there, Mikey. And I think you're about to show off a Megatron too.
Speaking of, I grossly overestimated how long it took me to do these things. This Megatron, who is the $50 variant, took me 5 minutes to put together, maybe even less.
Put it together.
This thing.
As we were sort of like talking about the Blokees, you put that together.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
The thing is, they're super simple. So whenever someone thinks of, when I think of a model kit, I think of like what Jason, the Bruce has is the super complex, takes 3 years to put together, and you'll probably die before it comes together type thing. But then this thing, literally, all the pieces are put together, painted, and laid out they're laid out in a way that you're like, so this is the leg section, this is the arm section, this is the torso section. And you literally just pick up the next piece, chuck it together. And then bam, you have a very large, like this costs $50 from Sugo. I think if you buy it from like Target or Kmart, they're maybe about 55 to 60. So definitely recommend Sugo. But for what you're getting, this thing's huge. Like this thing is probably bigger than like a modern leader class. And then do I have
can I just say, while you're looking for those pieces as well, like these guys, they don't need to transform. Like most of us just put things on our shelves in robot mode or in old mode, and we leave them there. And so, like, if a figure doesn't transform, it doesn't really matter. And
doesn't matter.
I'm happy if they look good, and especially with these representations of characters from Transformers 1. Like, it's a movie that I know both Mikey and I really enjoyed, and so I'm really happy to have some form of the cast, because it's going to take forever to Hasbro to release them all in studio series.
And speaking of that, Hasbro can't really release the cogless versions of the characters because they need the Transformers have to transform at retail, right? So
they have to convert.
Yes, convert, because they can't call. They're going to be called converted soon. So this is your $30 range, and look at the size of that. That's easy.
Yeah.
When they get their cogs, they're quite big. But so I don't know. Most people probably have this. Your pink hot rod.
I love that pink hot rod. Yeah.
He's quite large. What else can I scale? What's good for scale? We have a Black Series Cad Bane here. So he's a big boy, as you can see.
Yeah. Megatron's still going to make mincemeat of him, though.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Cad Bane's pretty good, but yeah, I'll probably pick Megatron. So $50 from Sugo. And if you use the coupon code that is currently on the screen right now, toyreel May, you can get 15% off. These are in stock, so you will be able to use that on these current items. So, look, I'll give you another one that I haven't showed off yet. My Orion Pax.
Oh, nice.
Orion Pax Cogless. You can really. So they're super posable. They do a lot more. You'll get away with a lot more poses compared to your deluxe and Voyager classes of these figures. The paint, I think, is also the plastic and paint they use is really good. I also wanted to show off this piece of articulation. So you can see again the shoulder here. You think, oh, okay, that's as much as you can move your shoulder. But then there's actually joints in there that allow the armor piece to move up. And so when you move it back down, you can actually see how much the armor piece has moved out. which is really nice. And it actually has multiple joints in there to allow for as like natural posing as you can want. What I didn't mention before is they have multiple hands. So you usually come with a fist, kind of a splayed hand, and then like an action hand. And what else? This guy comes with his fusion cannon, well, his first version of his fusion cannon, and also his cannon that he uses on his other arm as well, which is brand new to Megatron. So yeah, and like again, super simple to put together. All you have to do is look straight at the tray and
assemble
right
them in
there.
the order you take them out of the tray.
Yeah, basically, it's so simple. It's so straightforward. Posability, like, he's got the ab crunch. He's got the multiple joints at the head. The shifting armor pieces everywhere. Incredible ankle tilt both ways, which is crazy that they'd allow that. Double jointed knees. Skirt pieces that move up to allow extra leg movement. If you're looking for super posable action figures at either scale, and the only way, the only way to get, I guess, in scale cogless and cogged versions of the characters, I still need to get my Orion packs cogged and my my D16 cog. Sorry?
That was the piece that was missing, was it?
Well, yeah. But the good thing is, I opened up the first one I actually opened was the Orion packs cogged, and I noticed there was a piece missing. I'm just like, hey, I reached out to them, and they said basically, yeah, we'll sort this out. So Sugo's good people, and we know they're decent human beings, and they'll look after you. But then the last one, I just have the D16 cogless coming to me soon.
Cool. Can we just look at Jonathan's comment? I'm getting the Yolopark AMK Pro Rise of the Beast Mirage 3, and I'm looking forward to getting it so much. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention with that. So that was AMK Pro. So Yolopark stuff they're generally all called AMK. It means Advanced Model Kit, but they also have AMK Pro, which is sort of cut above their usual models. So we've actually, as far as Mirage from Rise of the Beasts goes, we've had very few actual figures that properly represent his on-screen appearance. So the Yolopark AMK Pro is probably going to be one of the first kits that actually looks like Mirage did in the movies. That Mirage's design was changed quite a lot from early in the movie to his eventual form. It might have been to do with the Porsche 911 license coming their way. But all of the toys completely missed the mark on Mirage's design. I think Hasbro's designers have said that they'd like to take another shot at it, but the Studio Series figure, and the Studio Series is meant to be like Hasbro's like line of screen accurate Transformers, but the Studio Series Mirage really missed the mark. I actually have, I'm going to pick him up over here. I actually have the Blokees Rise of the Beast Mirage here, which is also a good representation of his on-screen look, but he is very small. So yeah, something bigger at like the AMK Pro scale would probably be fantastic. And you know what? For all of the maligning of the live action Transformers movies, especially because we got such a good animated one last year, I got to say Mirage was probably the MVP of Rise of the Beasts. Very much. Very popular character, very unexpectedly popular character, and a very good job by Pete Davison on the voice as well.
Agreed.
Just also, since I did just hold that figure up, I'm just gonna flick, and his lights don't work actually. Oh no, they're there. His lights do work now, and you can sort of see. I've tweaked his arm location, his elbows, his waist, everything. Just sort of a bit of an example of some of the articulation that you can get out of Blokees at these smaller scales. I think I actually did get Mirage for. I think Mirage actually did come from Sugo Toys. I think they had them on sale for about $20 at the time. Very cheap for this. This is a classic class figure. The classic class figures that Blokees make now are a lot bigger. But yeah, this is one of the early ones. So he's basically like a Galaxy class with some extra upgrades. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. That was good. Good Some good hammering there for Transformers. So I'm glad you guys got your fill. We're going to try something else now as well and take a look at a few other things. Like we said, some at the start of the show, we were talking about high-tech robots, and I think Transformers does fall into that category. But yeah, I want to actually quickly give a shout to Alpaca Gear because it's this next toy that we're going to unbox that is coincidentally has some design elements to it. And Alpaca Gear, like I said, a Melbourne-based company that make a lot of EDCs, and they have generously given us a discount code tonight. So make sure if you want your Alpaca Gear, go toyreel20 and enjoy 20% off site-wide for their toys. Now, thank you very much, Jason. Thank you very much, Mikey. Yolopark certainly looks like a very good option for people that want to build kits very quickly. And Blokees, I'm with you, Jason. I feel like once you get onto something, you really like it and you collect the whole line and you get on a bit of a roll. I think that's what's happening with me now with the Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff, the Star Wars. That's something that I want to get into as well. And everyone, it's funny, isn't it? You find a certain toy line and you kind of go, ooh, you just end up acquiring so much from a particular toy line. And how many have you bought now so far? And look, we're going to move on because I know, like I said, we've really transformed the fuck out of this stream. But how many Blokees have you? How many Blokees have you have now in total?
I'm missing a couple of waves of the Galaxy class, but everything else is here.
Yeah. Okay. And how many have you got, Mikey, so far with Yolopark? How many did you buy? 7, and you're waiting for 8.
Well, 7 and waiting for 8. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Now, one comment. What else? Hello, gents. Hey, Mike Crick. How are you going,
Mike.
buddy? It's been a long time. Thank you for joining the stream. Mate, you can jump in if you want, because I tell you what, I am going to be talking about a few things right now and probably perhaps the last toy. So are we all done with Transformers?
Yep, all good.
Are we going to go to some
I'll
boring
never be
things?
done with Transformers, but go on.
Oh dear. Okay, I love my Transformers, but let's give people some other things. Maybe some. Last night we had this conversation about Cyberpunk, but this is sort of along those lines. I mean, imagine a back alley in Neo Manila where spray paint goes drift across corrugated shutters and the air taste of chrome, and out of that midnight mist rolls Tech63, mask down, blaster slung, and right beside him pads what we call an SRCH-K9, which is a cyber hound stitched together from like busted mechs and boombox streams. Anyway, so tonight on the Bulletpunk frequency, we're rewinding the tape on one of these modern day designer toy cult icons, the Tech63 and the SRCH-K9 112 deluxe set from Hong Kong, Powerhouse Devil Toys, forged in collaboration with Filipino street art phenomenon Juanito Marquez. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm going to show you the toy in a minute because I have him right here, and he's currently in this big box. As you can see, it ships in obviously a cardboard shipper box. And I imagine this goes into something else because you don't want to see 112 scale new Bulletpunk Universe Omnimaru deluxe set when that's going through the mail, because I tell you what, not for us, we're lucky, but in the US, they see toys on prints like that, it goes missing, right? So anyway, I'm going to open this up, but before I do that, I also want to talk to you about the origin of this particular line of toys. Quiccs sketches the Tech63 as a flagship rebel of his kind of Bulletpunk universe. It's an amalgamation of, I would say, Japanese super robots, hip-hop swag gear, and fun. Well, Manila has a very massive graffiti code as well. So the 63, the number 63, nods to pays homage to the Philippines' international dialing prefix, hardwiring heritage into armor, or in this case, the armor that you'll see on this robot itself. Now, Devil Toys in 2016 scaled the concept up to a 1/6 pairing with the Tech63, which was fully articulated, where it had the Robo K9 as well. And then in 2021, they had a drop for the 112 scale, which is what you see here, 6-inch sort of a battlefield ready format. What I'm going to do is actually pull this out. So like I said, I've never taken this out. I'm going to pull him out. As you can see, still in the plastic. Shipper box very thick. I'm going to obviously pull the plastic out in a minute.
It looks like
very nice. I am so pumped about this thing because, again, like I said, coincidentally, I am a big fan of alpaca bags. I have my alpaca bags, and recently I purchased. Actually, I lied. About late last year, there was this special edition anniversary bag from Alpaca, which was their Ghostling, and they actually commissioned quite a lot of artists internationally to make these patches. So of all the patches that you see here, this is on Velcro, and there's a hook and loop here, which you can then, like I said, just essentially swap out the patches. And I looked at this little robot and I saw, wow, what is that? And it turns out that it's actually this Filipino artist called Quiccs, Juanito Marquez, who has this really cool thing, or they conceptualized this wonderful kind of robot. And here it is. So when I recently saw a Facebook feed of a friend of mine who actually works at Alpaca. He was actually at the headquarters with these guys, Quiccs, and all of a sudden I said, that makes complete sense now. So when I saw this guy on sale, I was like, you know what? I've got to have that. So I'm going to unbox this as we speak. But I'm also going to give you, like I said, why I think this is a super toy and why actually matters. Because Tech63, I think, bridges vinyl art and full articulation, turning, I think, a street sort of art mascot into a fully posable action figure without losing any of the subculture credibility as well. It's got a sort of a cross-Pacific chemistry. I think Quiccs has his roots mainly rooted in Manila, and I think when they decided and when they approached Devil Toys, the synergy was just there because there was this precision engineering from this company, and mind you, a lot of companies now in China are making incredible toys, and it's proof that the global South can really lead premium toy innovation. I'm not saying that, essentially a lot of toys are being made over there. So anyway, every panel line references the Bulletpunk sort of rebellion. So you'll see it in a minute. The SRCH K9 isn't just a sidekick. It's sort of like more model for a graffiti drone, a symbol of loyalty in sort of a more synthetic dystopia. So I'm gonna sort of open this guy, and then I'm gonna click over to that camera over there and then see how this guy's going. I'm really cool. This is so exciting. Now there's a certain background to it as far as a creative element to it as well. I mean, Quiccs, or the company themselves, describes the Tech63 as the cultures breathe graffiti in general, morphing into Gundam plating boom bap rhythms mapped into mech joints. Those are their words. Now, this figure has sort of a monochrome mask channel spray sort of cap silhouettes. I'm going to actually put this box down now, and I'm going to pull him out. I was hoping that top camera was going to work, but we had some technical issues tonight, so what a shame. Okay, there you go. Before I pull him out, I'm going to swap cameras. Ooh, actually, all these bits are falling off. I've got to be really, really, really careful. And I'm going to swap that. There you go. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. Could you put that up full screen, please? There we go. Yeah. Thanks.
So the figure's monochrome mask channels. It has all these spray cap silhouettes. While there's sort of a samurai sort of a style butterfly inspired sword that pays homage to both, which I'll show you in a minute because you can't see it. Sort of pays homage to the Filipino artist blades and the Shibuya street gear, and then there's a couple of dogs back here as well. But what I'm going to do actually quickly is I'm going to go back to this first camera here. There are several hands. There's extra set of hands and also the bike. But what I'm going to do is make sure I don't kill the figure by pulling him out. Okay, there we go. I managed to get him out. Now look at that. Very Gundam-esque. Very. Last night, we were having this conversation last night with Mikey and Con and a couple of the other guys. Kind of almost like a very cyberpunk Gundam-esque kind of vibe. You can see from the face sculpt Soft goods, amazing. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Just I don't know, it's just something very, very cool about that. So whether you,
I like.
I'm
Sorry, I was just
gonna
going to
put
say,
it-
I like his clothes. They're really neat.
I have a question.
sure,
Is that zipper a working zipper?
it is working zipper.
Oh my god, that's sick. That's
It is
awesome.
working. I gotta say, I don't know how companies sort of are making soft goods. It's amazing. Mike Valiant goes very cool. Love the kind of anime style it is, and getting some very much Akira vibes as well. In fact, it was very much inspired by Akira. What I'm going to do is take this thing off and then try and see if I can get the plastic off. It comes with a whole set of accessories, so I'm going to sort of tell you what they are at the moment. But before I do that, let me just pull the bike up. The bike is done so well. It's done really, really well. But definitely Akira vibes. I'm going to put this down, see if that will somehow. Yeah, probably would. Give me a second, guys. That should.
You
stay that
need to
way.
find a way to make it stand up, right?
There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
There's a whole bunch of accessories. There's a massive accessory loadout. You have, which I'm going to pull this apart and show you. It can be quite cumbersome, particularly when you're trying to pull toys on a live stream. But anyway, I'm do my best.
We've learned that lesson, haven't we, Mikey?
Yes. What was it? HasLab Star Saber?
Unicron.
Unicron as well.
Yeah.
Just HasLabs in general. They're awful.
Yeah.
many years ago. So this thing here, so you can look at the bike. That's all got it's battery operated. The one thing I don't like is trying to get the plastic off his feet, and that is a pain in the butthole.
Oh, that's like when I went to my grandma's place and she just made me wear bags on my feet so that I didn't damage the carpet. Just keep them on. You can probably even shrink wrap them onto the feet just to protect your carpet from the horrors of the back streets of was it the Philippines?
Yes, back street of Philippines.
Yeah,
but I'm slowly, very carefully trying to cut the plastic off without actually getting the feet messed up. But anyway, it's one of those things. There, I managed to get one off, so that's done. And then I'm going to go through the accessories as well and tell you what accessories come with it. So don't forget, this was, like I said, coincidentally something that I saw as Quiccs designed those limited edition patches for all the sling bags that you had, particularly for the anniversary sling bag that Alpaca were offering. So we actually have them offering a special discount tonight. And I finally got him out, and man, the softwood is incredible. Let me show you. I'm gonna pose him up in a minute in front of that bike, and we're definitely getting Akira vibes. If you guys look at the original offering also on Sugo Toys, this is available. It's a limited edition of 109 pieces, 199 pieces in the world. So there you go. Actually, I'm going to put it here.
What's this worth?
It is currently, I think, roughly about $300 or $300 a bit more. Actually, if you look at
it seems pretty reasonable.
$450.
Oh, $450. It is a designer toy, right? So yeah. It's so I guess I'm always happy to support designers. So particularly if they are designers, it's something that I'd like to do as well. So we have a massive accessory loadout confirmed from the retailer manufacturing listings. We have the as you can see there, the what we call the Onimaru motorcycle that lights up, the wheels light up, and there's also a spring dampener, I think, on the back of the there's a spring dampener on the back of the bike where the rear axle is. We have here two robot dogs. We have the
all right, now I'm paying attention. Robot dogs.
We have the SRCH K9 Robo Dog, the black. This is a standard finish, and then you have the Kid Midas Gold SRCH K9 Metallic Deluxe exclusive repaint. You have butterfly swords. You got the pocket guns in silver. You have the gold, and then you have the silver, which one can be a standard and one's a bonus gold variant as well. You have also some kicks. And this guy apparently is also a avid fan of Adidas, however you want to call it. That's a very cool shoe. And then you have, like I said, another set of hands. So all in all, incredible. I really, really am so chuffed with this offering here. It's pretty cool.
It looks fantastic. It is the kind of thing that I would expect to see on your toy shelves. Yeah.
It's really neat. I like it. Is it got bunny ears?
It's sort of like fins, isn't it? It's very, very reminiscent of, let's say, what you would generally get from you get on a Gundam figure, for example.
So what you're telling me, he's a South supporter?
Hey, I guess you could say that. But look at that.
Mikey needs to buy one.
Yeah, now you do. Yeah. Is it the thing that's going to bring about the end of the world from Donnie Darko?
Possibly.
The rabbit ears. Yeah.
There's, you can see here also. Yeah, let's see if that top camera is working. I don't think it is, but anyway, going back to this one, you have the battery. Oh, dude! Like I said again, this stuff. There's actually the springs actually work on the back of this bike. You can actually physically see.
So it's got suspension. Yeah,
it's got suspension, and on the bottom of the bike you have the battery compartment, which you can also then put batteries, and all these bits light up. So there is the special edition red version that is very homage to Akira, but that didn't come with these. What do you call these, Jason? These exhaust manifolds.
The exhausts.
Yeah, the exhaust, and they didn't light up. So that's the reason why. And I think that Akira red version is very, very, very hard to get.
The thing I really appreciate about this, and you just kind of indicated to them without pointing it out, I love the heat damage on the exhausts. You can see where it's actually been heated up and that the metal has started to miscolor because of the heat that's gone through it.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's really well painted.
I know.
His name escapes me, but there's a Technobot that would look really cool. I can't remember the name of him, but that bike would make a sick Transformer. Like it looks like something Transformers would do. Like it's just really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so well done. So anyway, that's my sort of thing I've been really excited about. And then maybe perhaps on the next live stream, we'll definitely look at the Micro Galaxy Squadrons. And so I think that's me. I was going to basically look at something else tonight, but I think we spent enough time. It's almost coming to the 1 hour and 30 mark. So any parting words before we close the stream for night, and give a shout out to our sponsors and make sure that people get all their goodies with their 15 and 20% discount codes. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I've already started browsing Alpaca's website looking for.
You should do. And
what was the sling bag that you brought up there? Can you show us off?
So this is the Go Sling, right? And like I said, see this guy here, right? That patch is done by Juanito Marquez in Quiccs, and Quiccs is the company that's based in the Philippines, and these are the guys that made this figure, and they designed it, and then they partnered with Devil Toys from Hong Kong and essentially made these soft goods, highly fully articulated sort of Bulletpunk, Cyberpunk, Daft Punk tribute figures, dystopian. In fact, it has a whole lore. And then they came with this special edition patch. And when you bought the anniversary Ghostling, it came with a whole bunch of different artists from around the world. And that's what I love about companies that do those things, is that they engage artists and they engage toy companies. They engage. This is the true sense of what we call collaboration. So $450, a lot of money, but am I happy to support Absolutely. If it's a bespoke toy company or some company or an artist, 100% always want to support them.
$450 well spent, guy. Like, it's an amazing figure. The detail that's in it is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I can go all day, but anyway, I like to I want to keep certain things shot. Oh, well, there you go. 100 plus one for Alpaca being an Aussie company. Absolutely. It is an Aussie company. So on that note, just reminder that everyone can definitely get their discount code. So Alpaca have generously offered a discount code tonight for 20% off site-wide. It excludes pre-order items, and offer ends in 10 days on the 31st of May. So go and get your Ghostlings, go and get your tech pouches, all that sort of stuff. Like I said, I mean, if you're really hardcore, you could really buy one of these bags and maybe put this entire figure configuration in that bag. So there you go. I mean, like, seriously, look at that. Look at that tech pouch. Look. All right. So Quicks, how good is that? Fantastic. And also saying on the topic of discount codes, again, we want to thank Sugo Toys. Thank you very much for the discount code as well. Make sure you use that before the 31st of May. And you can buy this figure if you want to, along with Yolopark or anything else. So there you go. Yolopark or Blokees as well, right? We can get Blokees as well. Cool. Fantastic. Okay.
You definitely can.
Thank you, gents. I hope that was fantastic. It was a great stream. Good to have you back, Jason. Like I said, you've been hiatus, so it's wonderful to have you come back and, like I said, talk about all things Cybertronian. Great to have you on.
It's always been nice to be here. I really missed doing this for the last couple of years. So, yeah, look for me to be around here more often. I like hanging out in this house. So, yeah.
Well, we will certainly do that for sure, and it's always nice to have all the other guys as well. I said so many guys. I mean, sometimes, I think 4 is a good number, and we have other guys that come on the stream. But this is a nice little group. So I really enjoy, and like I always say, I appreciate your time and enthusiasm. So yeah, cool, Jason. I hope you get that Evangelion, figure done soon.
He hasn't even started. I can see it sitting behind him on the bed. Jace, what the heck?
I've respectfully been paying attention.
Mikey earned his $500. He built something live on the screen.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. I'll take that off you when I next see you.
$500 is an easy bet when you can guarantee it's not possible that you have to give it away.
If only I offered it, to Mikey. And I got to say, a good job for, again, like, I'm so surprised by the Yolopark stuff. Like, initially when you said Yolopark, I went, and so before we go, we have essentially spoken about 3 third-party companies tonight that have done extremely well when it comes to, in fact, 4. Well, so how is the Evangelion Bandai? It is Bandai. And
it is Bandai. It's an officially licensed. Yeah, it's not third-party.
Okay. So Mike Crick goes, did I hear Evangelion? I need to see it.
Yeah, sorry, Mike, that was first up. You can see the top of the box because Jason has shamefully not actually assembled it on the stream.
Yeah, no, he was offered $500 to build it right now, and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't possible.
Mike, you might want to go and actually earn $500 by assembling Jason's model.
He has to finish it before the end of the stream. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
And actually, speaking guys behind the scenes as well, I got to say, while we were doing the stream, I had a little notification from Mike saying, "Hey, I've actually completed one of your edits." So there you go. So he's still behind the scenes, guys. He's still cutting stuff for toyreel. So there you go. Like I said, we always have guys have never left.
For what it's worth, there's a Warhammer army full of plastic in this box.
Mike goes, "I'm down. I like a challenge," he reckons. So there you go.
Did anybody else notice me doing the Gendo Akari while I was watching everybody else doing their stuff? I was sitting here like this.
I did see the pose, but I did not associate that. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Nathan Ashby. Very nice. I appreciate you coming onto the show all the time, and I'll definitely see you at the next one. On that note, guys, anything on the horizon, like anything that's on the shopping list? coming up. I want to close the show by saying what's on the shopping list right now. I'll start with Jason the Bruce. Tell us what's on the shopping list. What's something you're thinking you're possibly going to look at next?
Probably more of this. I really like Air Raid.
I was going to say too.
Air Raid is probably, as far as like official Transformers is concerned, this is probably my favorite for a while. I know that he's not been everybody's cup of tea, but it's a simple transformation, but in a really nice way. It's really, really nice, and I'm really tempted to just build the whole thing now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mike goes, I've got enough unbuilt Warhammer ready, so I'll pass on that. But Dave goes, but your glasses weren't glimmering.
Yeah, I can't quite get it with the light I have. I'd have to turn it up too much. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Siciliano? What's next on the shopping list?
What is next? I got a couple more primes to get. I have a couple more primes actually to open, but I'll leave that for next show because I'm gonna just open them up on the show, so that'll be good. I believe what's his name? Fire Convoy, the HasLab Omega Primes coming in soon, so that might be another show. Yeah, look, I actually got the Age of the Prime Skybite, who's fantastic. He's a fantastic figure. Close to a 10 out of 10, that one, so that's really good. So I'm loving the new Transformer stuff. So yeah, basically just I'm getting all the primes, and anytime I see a prime on Amazon or whatever, I'll get that. Or just like a character I really like Skybite. But yeah, just nothing major. Oh, I guess the HasLab's pretty big, but yeah.
Yeah. We were going to discuss what we were going to showcase and sell at Collector Con this weekend, but I think time got ahead of us. But anyway, on that note, Jason Murray, finally with you, what is on your shop?
I need another Billy behind me, for one. Probably a camera that can focus better when I've got toys in front of it.
We'll sort that out. I'll sort that out when I come over.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Actual toys wise, more Blokees. Like I said, I'm missing a couple of waves of Galaxy class. I've got an attempt at a sort of multi-level Blokees display for my Billy bookshelves. So I got to put some work into that. I've got some custom cut acrylic to sort of put things together. We will see whether that works. We'll see what it looks like behind me and on the next stream. As far as figures go, like Jason, I've also started buying aerial bots. Just yesterday, I was at JB Hi-Fi and picked up Air Raid and Slingshot. Silverbolt, the Commander class one, is out in some places, but he'll be out soon, sort of at mass retail. The rest of the Aerobots later in the year, so it's kind of a year of combiners. Studio Series 86 Devastator is also coming. I'll have a Blokees Devastator in a few weeks' time as well, so I'm really looking forward to that one too. As far as Age of the Primes goes, like I haven't got that much that I'm sort of looking at out of that. I picked up Solus Primes just on a whim because I thought she looked good today. So yesterday, I got the Sonic the Hedgehog collab, and there is the Hearts of Steel collaboration that. I knew that it'd get a grunt from Mikey. That was well worth it.
Did you just slime
Yeah. What's it called?
I thought for legal reasons and due to his interest in Ghostbusters, only Jason was able to slime himself.
Well, busting makes me feel good, so you know.
There we go.
So yeah, like I'm looking forward to the Hearts of Steel collabs. The rest of the toy lines sort of got me just sort of yeah. At the moment, I can put some money into my Blokees, so that's fine by me. Also, I just moved house. I have to buy accessories. Like I just had to spend $1,000 on a washing machine and a dryer. So like maybe I won't be buying that many toys for the next few weeks. I don't know. But, yeah.
Hey, you know what? You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You're being an adult. You're adulting. That's why. So you've got priorities. Anyway, I wanted to on the next stream. I promise we'll unbox this guy. This is one of the most comprehensive, amazingly built, well sculpted werewolf figures on the market.
Wow.
And if you're into wolves, this is, and actually, ironically, this is another Filipino company called Loose Collector. I think they're based in the Philippines, but then they, they started these sort of line of werewolf figures as well, which is good. Something that I'm definitely going to unbox. As you can see, it's very theme night. We're paying homage to Filipinos. I'm not Filipino, by the way. Just want to make that clear. But just because people think they might culturally appropriate the fact that I'm brown.
I'll just point out all of my products that came from China. I'm not Chinese.
And then definitely the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff that we're going to do as well. So yeah, hopefully next stream will be good. And don't forget.
I'm really looking forward to the Micro Galaxy Squadron. I really watched those things as they pop up in Maya from time to time. They look really good.
Yeah. After finishing Endor, I was like, that whole just year before Battle Before Yavin and then the Battle of Yavin, that just brought back a whole flood of memories. And then I just decided I got to have Red Squadron as well as the TIE Fighter Squadron. So they're Vault exclusives. I'm picking them up when I come back from the States because I've got them sent to a friend over there. And they're, like I said, Vault exclusives. You can't really find them here. So they're going to be awesome. I think, Jason Murray, you're going to enjoy them as well. I think everyone will enjoy them if you're a Star Wars fan.
Absolutely.
So on that note, guys, don't forget your coupon code for Alpaca gear if you want to get one of these Go Sling pouches, tech pouches, backpacks. They've generously donated a coupon code for all our viewers, as well as toyreel May coupon code for Sugo Toys. So yeah, guys, gents, thank you very much. It was a great stream. And as always, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.
Buy more toys.
Bye, everyone. And also, stop doing that. We can see.